Everything is consciousness. We are interested in the paths that you are choosing at this time to bring yourselves into a greater awareness of what is going on inside of you. As many of you know, your thoughts and emotions are the clues that indicate to you what exactly you are vibrating at your core. If those thoughts and emotions do not get your attention, then you will create something in your experience that will magnify the vibration that is inside of you. And hopefully that will get your attention. Hopefully that will tune you in to what you are vibrating, and then you will do something about it. You have so many opportunities to do this when you are looking at your outside world as well. It does not even have to be happening to you, in order for something to register in you as to what you are vibrating. If you keep seeing accidents between cars, then that should clue you in. If you keep hearing about and interacting with people who are getting sick, that should be a clue. And even if all the news that finds its way to you is about some disaster, some cataclysmic event, that should help you to realize that you have a vibration that needs addressing. Pay attention to what comes into your awareness in the outside world. And of course pay attention to what is going on inside of you, so that you can make the necessary corrections. You do not have to get sick or into a car accident. You do not have to have a hurricane come to your neighborhood. These are options. You are, in fact, constantly presenting yourselves with options, different timelines that you could take, some of which have a higher potential than others. Now this is true when it comes to predictions as well. You may hear about or read about a prediction, and you may get triggered by it. Or you may read about it or hear about it and feel excitement. If you feel excitement, that means you want to move towards that potential reality, even if it is far-fetched or unlikely given where you are. There is still a reason why you put that prediction in front of you, because you do create 100% of your reality. So pay attention to everything, and you will know what is going on inside of you. And if you do not like what you are feeling, that means you need to feel that feeling. If you do like what you are feeling, it means that it serves you to continue to go down that path with that feeling, and with whatever evokes that feeling within you. You are going to get better at this. We know that you will. We have the utmost faith in humanity, and see that the energies that are upon you are making you more sensitive. They are waking you up to how you feel, and being awake to how you feel is so important, that those experiences in the outside world will get closer and closer to you, until you feel what you need to feel. It is only then that you can vibrate what you want to vibrate, attract what you want to attract, and experience what you want to experience. We have been noticing that when you raise your vibration as a collective, there is a certain amount of excitement that is generating for you throughout the entire galaxy. Every time we feel a rise in the overall vibration of the human collective consciousness, we then feel the ripple effect, and it is inspiring. You are there to elevate the consciousness of your fellow humans. That is why you chose to go against the grain in this lifetime and be a part of a minority. The minority we are talking about is the awakened collective. You wanted to feel yourselves as the ones who would initiate that ripple effect throughout your human collective consciousness, so that you could then experience what it is like to have such a huge positive impact on the entire galaxy. We are very proud to be a part of your spiritual evolution, because we know how significant your ascension and awakening of consciousness is. We are happy to be here for you, to see you taking such tremendous strides forward. You do so not only because you chose to be awake in this lifetime, but you also chose to be sensitive to your feelings. You chose to value your feelings. You knew that you would choose love over fear. You knew that you would choose unity over separation and segregation. You knew that you would choose what resonated over what made logical sense, and you knew that because of all that you feel. You would be the perfect ones to lead humankind into the fifth density. You also knew that you would take an interest in extraterrestrial beings. You knew that you would awaken to the truth that you have been in other star systems, and that you have incarnated in very different bodies than the ones you have now. You knew that making those connections to other beings in other star systems, other densities and other lifetimes, would give you a sense of who you really are as a whole and complete being, and you knew that nothing else would do. Everything else you have already done. And so in this lifetime, you wanted to not only be a part of something huge, but you also wanted to be the ones who would initiate the progress, the evolution, the expansion, the growth, and ultimately the connecting of all beings to one another, consciously, so that you can feel something you have never felt before. When you do, you always recognize that the feeling is the point. It is the mission. It is the purpose. It is what you went there to experience. We are convinced that the human experiment on Earth has been a success. We do not even need to know what will happen between now and the time of this universal shift in consciousness, to know for certain that you all have taken consciousness further than many throughout the galaxy thought you would. Many people look around your world at this time and think that it is in a state of chaos. Many believe that the current situation there on Earth is very sad, and some have even lost hope for humankind. However, we can feel that you have been progressing nicely. You have come so far in a very short amount of time, relative to how long you have been incarnating there on the planet. And the strides you will make between now and the time you will shift completely are enormous. The capacity that you have to love, show compassion for your fellow humans, and engage in random acts of kindness is so wonderful. It makes all of us here in the higher realms feel optimistic. We also know that so many more humans are opening themselves up to the love that is coming from the higher realms, as fewer and fewer humans are believing in a vengeful God that wants to punish you and damn you to eternal suffering. More and more are distancing themselves from that ideology every day. What you are going to do with all that love you are opening yourselves up to is why we all tune in every single day. We cannot wait to see what you will create. We cannot wait to see how much more compassion and forgiveness you all have accessed in your hearts. Feeling the love that is coming from above is enough to change anyone overnight. And at this point there is so much coming that all of you are bound to have a moment where you let go of all your resentments, all your resistance, and all that tension, and open up to it. This is a beautiful time in human history, a beautiful time to be there on Earth, receiving love, loving others, and becoming the love that you truly are. We know that this experiment of putting so many different beings together on a planet was a long shot, and yet there you are. Things may not be perfect there on Earth, however, you are managing. You are getting better every single day. Those of you who are awake, we say, congratulations. You have already surpassed where you were in hundreds of your previous lifetimes, and you are enough to tip the scales. You are enough to make the difference you want to make. And now is the time because you are ready to go further with that consciousness of yours. We are watching, we are feeling very proud. And we are cheering you on with so many other beings of love and light here in the higher realms. As the awakened collective, you are bringing together the polarized forces that you have there on your world. You are awake enough to realize that it does not serve you well to play the polarity game, and that is what keeps you in a higher vibration. You must already be in a high vibration to be able to receive these messages. And you are continuing to demonstrate your abilities to be compassionate, to love unconditionally, and to release judgment, so that you can forgive and let go of resentment. You are finely tuned beings who have demonstrated an ability to feel into something. And you are also very connected to your hearts, which are the new centers of your beingness. And that movement from the egoic mind to the high self-heart is what this shift in consciousness is all about. You must be in your hearts to maintain those high vibrations and to rise above the mind-orientated battles that go on between ideologies, between perspectives. You have a long history of deciding that your feelings are important, and your feelings have served you well. You can count the number of times that an intuitive feeling has prevented you from making the wrong decision, or has guided you to the right decision. And in those moments, your lives were changed forever. This is what you do. This is how you do it, and why you are the ones to lead humanity into a higher consciousness. It is not because you have all the right information. It is not because you are following the right teacher. It is not because you have had more extraterrestrial DNA activated within you. It is because of your humanity, and your humanity is all about your emotions. You are meant to be feeling beings, who use your intuitive sense to guide you towards the light, and when you are guided towards the light from within, you have more to share with humanity than someone who has 3 PhDs. You have more to share with humanity than the scientists who are on the leading edge of understanding the universe and how it works. You have so much to give because of what you have lived and because of what you have felt, and that is enough to be one who serves all of humanity. We see you struggling to figure out what you should be, what you should do, what you should call yourself. And the truth is, you are you, and that is enough. It is time for the awakened collective to rise up to the challenge of bringing these poles together. You do not need anyone in a position of power or authority to save you. All you need is to recognize the hero that lies within you, the teacher that is waiting to speak up and speak out, the healer that has always been there. And go forth and do exactly what you want to do, and know that because of who you are helping and healing humankind. We are your number one fans, your biggest supporters, and the ones that you can always turn to in a time of crisis. We are always available to you, even if you have no sense of us, no feeling of our presence. You can take our word for it that we are non-local. We do not have a location in space-time because we are non-physical. That means we are consciousness. Everything is consciousness, expressing itself as energy, and that includes all of you. That means when you have some sort of physical ailment, an illness, or an ascension symptom that is troubling you physically, it serves you very well to remember that you are not just your skin, bones, organs, hair and muscle, with blood pumping through you. You are so much more. You are consciousness expressing as energy, and some of that energy has merged with the physical body to give you a sense of belonging in a particular place. You are mostly localized in the expression of your consciousness. When you can admit to yourself that you are more than just your physical body, it becomes easier then to heal your body. When you recognize that you are the consciousness that is creating the experience of a body, you can change that experience. When you feel into the expansiveness of your eternal and infinite nature, that makes it easier to alter something as small and temporary as a physical body. This is what we invite you to do. We invite you to feel your infinite and eternal nature, while staying in your body and feeling yourself more as a light that is shining from within the physical body that you think of as yours. Change your perception of self and change everything. There are many people who are eager to have a light body, a crystalline body, and we want you to know that the best way to get there from where you are now is to acknowledge that you are the light that will be expressing in different form. It will be you, not the body, that makes the big difference in the way you experience yourself and your life. Do not hold back. Do not wait for everyone else to be ready for the shift in consciousness. Let the light of your true beingness shine and transform yourself from the inside out. You can melt away any blockage, any trauma, any stuck emotion by remembering that you are the light, and you can put yourself on an entirely different timeline with a different past and a different future at any time in any day, because you are more like us than you know. It is just that we have decided not to be merged in a physical form. And yes, that does make it easier for us to maintain a high vibration. But you can do it too. We know that you can. We know that you are becoming those light-bodied beings. However, we also know that there is no time like the present to feel into the truth of who you are and to heal every aspect of who you have been. We are available to all of you in every moment of every day, and so are your guides. So is Source, your Oversoul and your higher self, all the archangels, all the ascended masters, your soul family that exists in other parts of the galaxy and the universe. They are all available to you as well. There is also your planet and other planets in your system, your sun, nature, trees, flowers, and animals. You are surrounded by love. You are surrounded by support. However, many of you look for that support and love in places where it is not. You look for it in human beings who never received it in themselves, who turned to some sort of addiction at some point in their teens or 20s, and who never got the opportunity to go and see a therapist or someone who could help them to love themselves. This is a fatal flaw amongst humans. When you look for love and support in those who do not have it to give, you set yourselves up for a disastrous experience. Therefore, we suggest that you do not ask anyone to be that for you when they are having a hard enough time being it for themselves. Instead, feel for all the love and support that you have all around you in non-human form. Fill yourselves up with it and go out and spread it around. When you spread love and support around, guess what happens? You find yourself in the company of other people who are spreading love and support around. When you go looking for it in other people, you tend to find other people who are also looking for it. And certainly, most of you have been in a romantic relationship that was like that at some point, and you know exactly what we mean. You can feel an infinite amount of love flowing through you for a cat, and you can feel that love coming back at you as well. It is unconditional, and there is more where that came from. There is an infinite fountain of love that can be tapped into by all of you. Once you discover that it is all around you, it is easier to tap into the infinite fountain that is within you. It is easier to be heart-centered. Please do yourselves a favor and stop trying to fix the people in your lives so that they can love you the way you want to be loved. And instead, ask yourself why you do not just be the love that you want to receive. Love is free. Love is infinite. And it is fundamentally unconditional. So please do not hold back. The world needs you to be that love more today than it has ever needed you before. And you are the ones who know what we are saying is true. You are the ones who know that Source does not withhold love from anyone, ever, no matter what they do. And you know that you are there to be like Source. Te wana, tawa, te awa.